Pankito, we are doing dynamic Ashtanga, otherwise, with four of us, never mind. We are only okay dynamic, so now I do not know who wants the dynamic one. Of course. The youngest of the lot है भाई तू यार तेरे को तो चाहिए dynamics. तुम्हारे चक्कर में हम लोग का हड्डी बड़ी हिल जाएगी. Okay. So we will do the Ashtanga primary series, and maybe on the seated sequence we will skip one vinyasa. So we will do the sequence left and right, and then do the vinyasa. Ashtanga is a very well established series which can go to 2 hours. Standard sequence, but very, very well structured. Very dynamic pose. Consciousness. Let your knees get very heavy and then melting towards the ground. Normal breathing, nose without from nose. Calm yourself down completely and thank yourself for taking this time off and arriving on the mat. With every breath, inhale positive pranam. With exhale, take out all the stale air. Start deepening your breath. Nose, out from the mouth. Nose in. Out from the mouth. Nose in. Hand to your chest. Do invocation mantra for Ashtanga. Om Bande Gurunam Charanar Vinde Sandarya Swatmaya Sattva Bodhe Nisheshvaya Jangali Kamane Samsara Halahala Moha Shantiye Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakra Siddharinam Sahasra Sahasra Svetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Present. Down, set your intentions for today's practice. Thank you all for bringing the positive energy to the sessions and dedicate your practice. Whoever you wish to dedicate your wishes today. Now, quickly energize our body. Take your hand to the side and lift it to the chest, to the ceiling, and breathe in. Breathe out from the front. Engage your prana. Ujjayi breathing. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gently twist towards your right. back, front, just to left, come to center and use your core first to stretch your hands, lift your knees, and use your core to stand without any support. So lean forward, put the weight on your feet, and lift off. Very, very quickly, stand tall, close your eyes, hand in your waist. Do a very, very gentle rotation of your hips, front and back, deep stretching of your spine, hips, reverse. Stand tall now. Take your right hand up, left hand by the side, and stretch towards your left side. Take your right hand towards the left and take your left hand sliding closer to the left knee, toward the ceiling. And stand tall. Come to center. Now stretch your left hand. Take it towards the right. Look toward the ceiling, straighten your knees. Stand tall. Come back to center. And just feet hip distance apart. And then take twist towards your left. Take your right hand to meet the left shoulders. Towards the back. Center, left towards back. Keep twisting. Let's come to the front of the mat. And toes touching, lift your toes, all the 10 toes, and drop it. Put your heels up and drop it. Shine your palms to the front of the mat. Close your eyes. Take 5 breaths to get your rhythm right. Breathe in from nose and breathe Ujjayi. Breathe in. Last bit. Take your hand to the chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hands up to the side. Straight back. Lift your thumb. Take the swan dive from the front, from the hips. Hips. First one, take your knees down, bend. Flatten your palms. Right leg go back, left leg go back. And then chaturanga. Upward facing dog, knee lifted from the ground. Push the toes to the mat. Take your chest out between your hands. Look up. Down facing dog. Adjust your feet. First dog, walk your dog left, right, right, left, right. Then bend your knees to get some more strength. Push the mat from all the 10 fingers from the hand. Come to standstill. Your hips is very high, so you're consciously micro bending the knees and taking your hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your heels up, knee bend, Take your right feet in the front, and to the front, hop to the front, flat back, halfway, forward fold, thumbs up, chest, hands up, forward fold, halfway, flat back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, down facing dog. Adjust your feet, push the heels to the mat, palm pushing the mat to the front. Micro bend your knees to lift your hips up. 1, 2, 'Bend your knees, hop to the front, halfway, flat back, completely flat back. You can take your hand to the shin, this position. Forward fold, and to the side, coming up. Chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Up, hands up. Forward fold from your hips. Flat back. Plant your hands, jump, and chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Adjust your feet. Push the heels to the ground. Palms pressing the mat. Opening your shoulders. 1, 3, 4, 5. Lift your heels on your toes, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and hop to the front of the mat. Halfway, forward fold, hands up. Breathe in, out. Hands up, forward fold, in halfway. Plant your palms, bend your knees, jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. One, push your heels to the mat, micro bend your knees and lift your hips up very high. 3, 4, 5. Lift your heels up, knees bend, hop to the front of the mat, halfway flat back, forward fold, and to the side, hands up, chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Utkatasana, so take your hands to the back, bend your knees, and then take your hands to the front by just rubbing your feet out. And hands up. 1, forward fold, 2, flat back 3, 4 is chaturanga, Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left feet 45 degrees. Right feet come in between your palms. Virabhadrasana 1. Keep bending the knees, sinking your hips, body straight, hands up, look toward the ceiling. Both the feet are flat, pushing the weight on the back feet. Plant your hands by your toes. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down facing dog. Right feet 45 degrees. Left feet come between your palms. Both the feet are flat on the ground. Up. Look toward the ceiling. Keep bending your knees and sinking. Hands by your toes. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Upward facing dog. 5 breaths. Adjust your feet. Bend your knees, lift your heels up to the front of the room, halfway, forward fold, Utkatasana, stand up. Take your hands back, bend your knees, Utkatasana, forward fold, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, down facing dog. Left knee 45 degrees, right palm in between your palms, Virabhadrasana 1. Bend your knees further and sink further, look towards the ceiling, push the weight to the back feet, and stretch your hands. Plant your hands by your toes, high plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot 45, left feet in between the palms. Both the feet are flat. Lift up. Keep sinking your hips further and further. Plant your palms, high plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hop and skip to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Chair pose. The last one. Your hands to the back. Bend your knees and seal your hand to the top. Forward fold. Halfway. Plant your hands. Jump and Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down facing dog. Left leg 45 degrees. Right feet coming between your palms. Lift up. Bend your knee. Sink your head. Both the hips to the front, chest to the front. Put your weight on the back feet. Lift your hands up. sinking. Plant your palms against your feet. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down facing dog. Right feet 45. Left feet come between your toes. Lift up. Put your weight in the back feet. Back feet is 45 degrees. Both the heels are aligned. Look up. Plant your hands. High plank. Chaturanga. Facing dog. Down facing dog. 5 breaths. Lift your heels, bring to your knees. Hop, skip to the front of the mat. Half weight. Forward fold. Uttanasana. And your body. Get your head back. Stand in palms. Lift your knees. Tuck your pelvis. Shoulders down. Get your head back. Two. 3. 4. 5. And when you reach, just jump to hip width distance apart of your feet. 2 asana. One is for the Kustasana, holding toes, and second is for the Hastasana, putting the palm beneath the feet. Look up. Forward hinge from the hips. Release both the hands. Hold big toe from your fingers and thumb. Put the weight to the front of the toe. Look straight and then bend. And then take your elbows by the side and head close to the knees. Take closer and closer. Straighten your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your head up. This time put both the palms under your toes. The big toes are pushing the crease. Look up and forward fold. Take both the elbow to the side, head close to the 1. Put the weight on your toes and on your palm. 3. Straighten your knees. 4, 5. Head up, release put the hand on your waist. Gently lift up. Jump. Almost stay. Hand on your waist. Take your feet 4.5 feet behind. Now you're on the wider side of the mat. And turn towards the back. Your right toe is facing to the back. Left foot is 45 degrees. Stretch your hands up. Bend your right knee. And then take your right elbow to the right knee and left hand above your head. 1. Keep sinking. 2. Put the weight on the back feet, so don't tap everything on the right. 3, 4, 5. Now take your right palm outside the right toes and then stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, hand on your waist. Turn your right toe 45 degrees to the front and left toe to the 90 degrees to the front. Stretch your hands, bend your knee. First one, take your right elbow on the right knee, left hand swing it from the top, front of the room. So right palm is leading toward the front of the room, gaze to the front, and you're putting the weight on your bent knee and the back feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take your left palm outside the left toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, hand on your waist, and then take your right feet to meet your left in the front. Namaste. Breathe in, breathe out. This time take your right feet 3.5 feet back, 4 feet, facing to the wider side of the mat. Again, take your right toe to the back of the room, left toe 45 degrees. Stretch your hands, both the knees are straight. Now extend your right hand and come to Trikona Asana with your right hand down, left hand up. See, can you hold your big toe? Look towards the ceiling. 1, extend your chest, open it. 2, 3, knees are straight. 4, 5. Again, lift up, hand on your waist. Right feet turns 45 degrees to the front, left toe towards the back. Front, stretch your hands. Trikonasana with your left hand coming down to the front of the room. Not necessary that you have to hold the toe, as long as your leg is very firm and strong. And gaze toward the ceiling. 1, open your chest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, hand on your waist. Now we take the twisted Trikonasana. Take your right feet, turn it towards the back of the room, left foot 45 degrees. If required, you can just widen your stance to get a better grounding. Twist your body to the back of the room. Both the hips are parallel to the back room. Open your hip. Extend your left hand. Push your right hip back and left hip forward and get this twist, bending forward with your left hand coming either ends close to the feet inside or on the toes or outside. Lift your right hand up and keep twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look down. Lift your hands up. Both hands on the waist. Again, standing parallel to the wider side of the mat. And turn your feet to the front. Your right feet is 45 degrees, left feet is front. Widen your stance so that you have a twist. Your body is facing the front. Lift your right hand up. And the right hand leaning forward. By twisting, by pushing the right hip forward, left hip back. Take your hand, wherever it goes, either inside, on the toes, hands up. 1, push your heels to the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look down. Both hands come sideways, outside, on the waist. feet in the front. In, down, in, down. Now take your right feet back again, 4 feet. Take your right feet here, right toe facing the back, left for 45 degrees. This time we will twist. Take your left hand up. Bend your knees. Take your left elbow outside the right knee. Knees forward. This is too much. You can lift your heels of the back feet or flat, whichever. Keep pushing the palm against each other, leaning forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look down, straighten the knees, and again on the waist. Now again, turn towards the front. Bend your knees, bend your left knee, right feet is flat. Outside the left knee and twist. Too much, you can lift your heels up and come on your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that, come to the side of the room, hand on the waist, reach me to the front of the room. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your right feet back again. This time is 4.5 feet, as wide as necessary. Now we will be bending from the front. Get a very firm landing of your feet. Push the outer toe to the mat. First one, hands to the side. Clasp hand on your hips. Push the elbows back, open your chest. Look towards the ceiling. And now bend forward. Your chin is leading the bending. Try to keep your back straight. Keep looking forward and bending. Push your elbow back. 1. Gradually take your head hanging. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your hands up. This time, clasp your hand behind your back. Both the hands, both the palms are pushing against each other. All the fingers are clasping each other. Take your shoulders back. Lift your hands up. Look up and then forward fold. Use your hand as a lever. Push the weight on the outer side of your toes. Head heavy. 1, 2. Use your hand to come forward and 3, 4, 5. Lift up, hand on your waist. Again. Get your grounding. Forward fold again. This time take your hands in between your toes. Hand is exactly underneath your shoulders. Look forward and forward fold. The intention is that head should come close to the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head up, hand on your waist. With control, you can lift up. The last one, hands down, head toward the ceiling. Then see, can you hold the toes from your fingers? So your left and the right, holding the toe and taking your head closer by bending your elbow. Hand coming in between again. Open your chest, straighten your back, hand on your waist, and then lift up. And then come back and meet me in the front. Breathe in. Breathe out. The last one of the series is Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. Hands on your waist. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, take your feet 4.5 feet back, right feet meeting 4.5 feet. Turn towards the back. Bend your knees. Come to Warrior 1. Bend your knees, hands up. Warrior 1. Keep bending your knees. Look towards the ceiling. Both the feet are very firmly planted on the mat. Keep bending the front knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your arms. Warrior 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your knees up. Hands to the front, hands to the hips. Turn towards the front. This time the left feet is leading to the front. Right foot is 45 degrees. First one, completely twist your body to the front. Hands up, bend your knees. Keep bending. Your thighs should be parallel to the ground. 1, 2, 3. Both the arms next to your ears. 4, 5. Now open your chest to the side. Extend your arms. Look towards the middle finger in the front. Somebody is pulling the back hand so that your waist is just in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straighten the feet up and on the waist, in the front. Observe. 1, 2. Let's take a Surya Namaskar high again. Hands to the head. Forward 4. Halfway. Plant your palms. Take your feet back. Left and right. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your heels up, knees bend, jump to the front of the room, halfway, forward fold, Utkatasana 5 breath, Utkatasana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forward fold, halfway, plant your hands chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Bring your right knee in between your palms, left knee on top of the right knee, and then come to seated. Come to seated position. First one is your Dandasana. Both the feet flat. Extend your legs, palms by your hips. Lift your hips up and drop it. Both the toes are facing to the ceiling. Normalize your breath. First one is Paschimottanasana. You can bend your knees to start with. And open, take your chest forward close to your thighs. Extend your hand, hold your toes, and then extend your feet. Left, right, lean forward and bend towards your knees. 10 breath, pushing the imaginary wall in the front from your heels, pulling the toes towards your face, extending your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lift up. Again, hand next to your knees. Hands are planted next to your knees. Bend your knees. Take both the knees behind your armpit. Again, once you are both the knees behind your armpit, take your hand forward to the mat. Lift up. Push to the back. Run down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Knee on top. Sit back. Extend your feet. Come to Dandasana first. Then we'll take Purvottanasana. Counter pose for Paschimottanasana. Take your hand 2 feet behind your hips. Fingers facing to the front of mat. Open your chest. Push the toes as deep as extended as possible. Knees next to each other. And then push your mat from your palms. Don't hurt your wrist. All the fingers are pushing to the mat. And then your toe is leading the lifting of your hips. Lift your hips up, toes coming to the ground. 1, 2, head extend. 3, lift your hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Look towards your toes. Take your hips down. With control. Lean forward. Hand next to your knees. Bend your knees. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Wiggle your knees behind your armpit. Take your arms in front. Pick up. Push back. Run up. Upward facing dog. Down facing dog. Right knee, right between your palms, left knee between your palms. Back. Come to Dandasana. Get your breath. 5. Bend your right knee. And then come to Ardha Padmasana. So take your feet on top of your left thigh. Then use your towel to take a wrap around your toes. Take your hands by right hand by the side, take it back, wrap it back, pull to your towel so that you can pull the toes, the back, extend your left hand and pull the left toe and push the right knee back. Is a twist, so keep pulling the toe, bring your grip as close as possible to your toes, so the right toe, knee bending, open your chest and lean forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, extend your feet, extend your right feet. Enjoy the sensation. Hand against your hips. Lift your hips up just a little bit. Drop it. Bend your left knee this time. Bend your left knee to the side. Lift your left toe. Put the left toe on top of the right thigh. Ardha Padmasana. Take your towel to wrap it around your bent toes, bent knees, and pull towards the toes. Left hand extends, swing by the side, hold the towel, right hand lifts up, and then push your knees down, pull this towel back, and lean forward and bend. If possible, you should be able to hold the toe from your bent arms. One, weight distributed on both the hips so that you can bend further. Intention is straight your back and take your nose to the knees. One, push your knees down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get up, raise the towel, extend your feet. Both the feet extended. Just do a little bit of wriggle. As usual, take your palms next to your knees. Extended palm, bend your knees completely. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Take your toes to the back. Then take your arms to the front. Lift your hips up. Hips back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Get your alignment right when you come to upward facing dog. By swaying left to right, pushing the back from your toes, lifting your knees up, taking the upper body, extending, stretching it from the lower, and then down facing dog. Right knee in between your palms, and then sit back. This time, bend your left knee and take your left toe behind. You're not sitting on the toe. The heel is just next to your hips. Right feet is extended. Both the knees are close to each other. You can use a towel, but a very little lift to get your bum side on the same place. As usual, lift your chest up, hands up, lean forward, and wrap it around your extended toe. Extend your body from lower back, and then head down. 1, pull the toes towards your face. 2, very active pose on your extended feet. The intention is to take your knees down. 3, 4, 5. Lift it up and next to your hips. Take your feet straight, both the feet straight. Get rid of any of the pain on your knees. There shouldn't be pain on the knees. This time bend your right knee. Take the knee back. Sitting on the mat with your right heel close to your right hip. Both the knees are next to each other. Use the towel to lift your hips to have the right alignment. Take your hands up and then lean forward on your extended feet. Hold the toe and extend and dip. 1, pull the toe toward your face. Make this leg very active. 2, lean forward and take your knees down. 3, 4, 5. Head up, hand in the back, and both the feet. And then just to release any tension on your knees. Hands again next to your knees. Plant your palms, bend your knees, wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Take both the knees behind your armpit. And then take your hands forward. Pick up your hips. Pull back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Enjoy this pose by releasing anything on your knees and your hips. Down facing dog. Knees in between. To modify this last one, we'll take that as a twisted position. Both the knees bent. Bend your left knee and take the left knee by pushing the left toe into the right inner thighs. Number one, and then bend your right knee and take both the knees close to each other. And then hold the body from number one position. Number two, extend your right hand. Take your right hand behind your hips. Extend your left hand and take your left elbow, pushing the right knee from outside and twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the front. Again, put the knee straight. Twist towards left. So this time, bend your right knee. Take the knees sideways to the mat. Push the right toe to the inner thighs. Bend your left knee. Both the toes next to each other. Extend your left hand behind your palm. The right hand. Take your right elbow and then twist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sound. Both the feet straight. Take your hands next to your hip and just lift the hip for a minute and drop it. This is for mini vinyasa. Now this time, right leg is extended, just the left knee bend. Right knee is extended, left knee is bent. Then take your right hand behind your bum, left hand lifts up. The left hand is lifting up and the left knee is up. Take your left hand to the front, wrap it, wrap your left hand around the left shin, then your right hand, take it by the side and see, can you get it wrapped? If you're not able to get it wrapped, take your towel, and then extend your left hand, knees into the armpit, right hand go by the side, holding the towel, then pulling the towel. Eventually you will get both the hands meeting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These, and then extend both the feet. This time, bend your right knee, the towel on your by the side. First to extend your right hand, and then take it back. Take your left hand and hold the towel, and pull the towel close to each other. Lean forward. A little bit of support I could have